Just search your feelings, find your inner bliss. Maybe do some yoga and find your spirit animal if it doesn't bite your head off. What up, everybody? This is Metatron URL. Welcome back to Nephilim Entertainment. And this is my coverage of The Gifted. And this is episode 3, eXodus. So, when we last left our groups, Rita's in jail, Lana's in jail, also now going by Polaris. Marcos is bonding with Caitlin. Lauren and Andy are enjoying the Mutant Underground scene. Just great times. Great times. Yeah, the group, Polaris, kind of find out she was actually the one that welcomed I just said his name, Marcos, into the group, Eclipse. She was actually the one that welcomed him into the group. I find that interesting. Mainly because, you think that he's sort of the, I guess you can say, leader of the group. And yet she was the one that sort of welcomed him into it. And I love the fact that she said something that I think doesn't get covered enough in any series about superheroes. I mean, you see a montage or maybe a couple cutscenes, but she just put it out there. What did you do for the first time with your powers that you found just for fun? Hey, I didn't think of that. If you had a mutant power, why not have a little fun with it? I'm not saying go on a, killing spree or totally destroy everything, but what did you do for fun? And I love the fact that she points out the fact that, she wears steel-toe boots and metal collar or metal jewelry just so she can go all Peter Pan on them. And she does an awesome job, and she looks kind of hot when she does it too. Just wants to put that out there. But I love how she just, wants to just flies. Look what I can do. And he retorts with something he finds completely stupid, which I'm thinking, what? Just he picks up broken glass and actually makes a nice little light show with it. Hey, dude, I couldn't do that with a flashlight, much less with your solar power. So awesome, that's an awesome thing. Well, apparently with their contact with their powers, she pointed out the fact that, because they created a nice little light show of their own when they came in close contact with his solar powers and her magnetic powers. They are able to create the Ouroboros right there, which that to me assembles a lot of their chemistry. And you gotta love the fact that even right there they're trying to symbolize that they make a good bond. They bond and create something beautiful. I'm just with her being pregnant, I'm just wondering what it possibly could be. It'd be kind of ironic if the kids' mutant powers would be something similar to the Ouroboros. That'd be awesome. But yeah, the group's one. The Mutant Underground's really getting sort of strong notion about doing a whole Lana rescue, aka Polaris. You have a bunch of them. Johnny, he's not too sure about it, but he thinks that if he trains Blink to, sort of tap into her powers, possibly maybe that they can, maybe somehow rescue it. Of course, Caitlin, she's more worried about rescuing Reed than anything else. But everyone's sort of reluctant about doing anything because they feel that the best way they can do anything is to have Blink's powers. But with her actually being safe and a lot of her powers are based on fears, she's not really in much control of her powers as of right now. But Johnny, who feels that he is sort of the mutant whisperer, can maybe train her and help her tap into her powers. I'm thinking they're going with because his name's Thunderbird. I'm thinking they're going with him being sort of like Warpath from the comics. He was kind of like a a mutant Captain America slash Wolverine in a way, just without the bone claws. He was super strong, able to withstand pretty much anything, and his senses were just off the chain. He could track and hunt anybody. So I'm already digging Walker, or not Walker, sorry. I'm already digging Johnny's character already. He's got, I guess you could say he's got sort of a raw power. It's not necessarily, some brilliant light show or some weird off the chain sort of electric or energy thing. He's just a simple fighter. And that, especially in a world where humans are coming after you with no powers, to me he's more of a frontal assault kind of person, as in can get up in your face and actually fight you. And we find out, he's an ex-Marine too, so Semper Fi. And then, yeah, apparently the Stroker family wants to make a trip. Kaylin wants to walk off and go somewhere. Well, the kids aren't going to let her go anywhere by herself. And I don't blame them. I honestly don't. At this point, I think the kids pretty much have an idea of what the situation is. Kaylin's still living in a life of delusion. She is thinking that the segregation is also within the community. Only certain people are against mutants. You don't really see how much people are against mutants until you're actually among them. Then you start to notice the discrimination. And Andy and Lauren are having they're having their own separate opinions about things. Lauren still has that mindset of, she wants to sort of not draw attention, but she also doesn't want to mistreat humans. And Andy's sort of building sort of a big up resentment. He's building a big up resentment against humans. Like, he just wants to plow through them. And I'm starting to see a lot of Easter egg sort of notions here, because if you think about it, Lauren and Andy's relationship and their difference of opinions on how to proceed with humans is a lot between Professor X and Magneto. You're seeing a lot of differences between them. You have Charles Xavier, who wanted to sort of treat the humans as if they were naive and one day they'll accept us. One day they will. If we just show them kindness and love, they will accept us. And you got Eric, who's pretty much like, you know what? These guys, we're going to plow through them. We're going to be the dominant species. We're going to teach them a thing or two. And Andy's starting to develop that mentality. He is starting to get a sense of superiority. We had the powers. Why not use them? Why not make them fear us for a change? He's got a point. I can't say I'm for violence. I can't say that I'm for bloodshed. But at some point, you need to keep people in check. You need to keep these people in check. Especially when I'm not saying abuse them and I'm not saying mistreat them. I'm just saying keep them at bay. Because eventually they will push borders. But they go to meet Kaylin's brother. Yeah, he apparently has a lot of political ties, but apparently he does not want to use them because he is looking out for himself. Do you blame the guy on that one either? Do you blame the guy for not looking out for himself? But he's wanting to offer you, temporary refugee or temporary refuge for his sister and his niece and nephew. Fine, we'll give the guy that. At least he did offer something. But at the same time, he doesn't want his name in the mix of this. He doesn't want people knowing that he's helping some escaped convicts. So, kudos for that. But Reed and Turner, they're starting to work out the kinks in their deal. Apparently, Turner wants the Mutant Underground bad. And wants Reed to sort of lead into it, sort of like a sting setup. Yeah, Reed, no. Come on, Reed, don't do it, man. Come on, don't do it. Don't do this to us. Alright? Underground has helped your family, helped you out, and yet you're going to turn your back on them? Seriously? What's wrong with you, man? So, Caitlin and the kids are settling in for the night. I love the cousin. I did not catch his name at the time, but I love the cousin because he's like, show me your powers, man. Come on, dude. What's your power? Come on. Do you do this? Do that? Can you do this? Can you do that? Huh? He's a teenager, for God's sakes. Of course he's going to be like that. I'd be like that. I'm an adult. I mean, come on. I mean, the whole Destructo nickname, I didn't have a chance to Google it, so I don't know if it's an actual legit X-Men name, but it would make sense. It makes sense. I mean, Destructo, a little cheesy, little 1970s cartoonish kind of vibe, but hey, if it works, why not? But I love how you're seeing the cousin's joy and somewhat acceptance towards the fact that his cousins are mutants. But then you're starting to see, when they show the community's reaction to them being mutants, you're starting to see how not everybody shares that opinion. It's almost sad in a way. The community's sort of, treating them like they got the plague, like they're lepers, almost like they're some kind of infected, which is not fair at all. But hey, closed-minded society will do that to you. Yeah, and Reed Reed comes across a family. Apparently, the father has been been captured by the Sentiental program. Mommy and little girl are on the run now, hoping to go to the Mutant Underground. The bartender that Reed eventually met when he was meeting up with Marcos apparently is going to help him escape to the underground. But in the midst of that, Turner, of course, puts a tracker on him, and yeah, Reed has his convictions. Reed can't do it. I didn't think he would, and I told y'all he couldn't do it. Yeah, this face was misleading y'all. I knew Reed couldn't do it. I knew Reed wouldn't be able to turn on the Mutant Underground. He's got too much loyalty about him, and he's actually, he's starting to see the true side. It would not surprise me if not in the mid-season, if the end of the season he actually stands up more for mutant rights, because you're actually starting to see the truth. He's starting to see the truth behind how mutants are treated. I mean, no one ever gave any, reasoning behind these mutants escaping and wanting to avoid custody. And yet, when they do escape and avoid custody, and if they defend themselves, then they're automatically treated as terrorists. That is not equal treatment. That is not fair rights. Their rights are pretty much shunned as if as if they're not humans. If they're something less than human. And Reed's starting to see that. He's starting to see it along with Caitlin. Caitlin's starting to see it, especially when they go and to the brothers and they're starting to see how people treat mutants. Because between Reed seeing how mutants live in fear and Caitlin seeing how humans mistreat mutants, the family's starting to get the truth behind the possibility of what their kids are going to have to endure because of this, and how people are quick to forget how they're part of the community because of this. But with all that being said, we go back to our girl Polaris. She's sitting in jail chilling. I mean, she was given the offer to, if she was to give up Marcos, or Marcos somehow was captured, that Turner would somehow make it to where they can end up, have visitation with the kid and while in prison. Yeah, okay. So you want to try to make this out to be a paradise when it's all hell. So, yeah, way to go, Turner. You're a prick. But I guess that's not good enough for her because she tries to escape. She can actually, if she would have had somebody waiting on the other side of that door, she actually probably could have made an escape. I want to know what that collar's all about because to me it seems like it'd give it a nice little electric shock. I do not see. I see Polaris testing boundaries. I don't see that as a legit attempt. I don't. I see I see her testing boundaries. I see her pushing the envelope, pushing the limits to see what she can and cannot do. Granted, she's not as powerful as her possible father, who they have not yet discussed, and I'm getting a feeling that they probably should, but anyway. She's not as powerful as Magneto is when it comes to the magnetic abilities, because I have a feeling that they put that collar on him, he would have had it tore apart and reconfigured and turned into a staff of unyielding punishment for the humans, but that's just me. So, yeah, Polaris is testing her boundaries. I have a feeling she's gonna make an escape at some point soon. But yeah, when the Stalker family wakes up, there's a mob, of course, human mob, of course. Yeah, they don't take too kindly to mutants apparently, and I love how Caitlin points out that she was on the swim team and went to church with some of these people. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You're a mutant. You're unclean. You deserve to be beaten and lynched apparently, and Caitlin's starting to see the truth. It's all boiled down to. They're starting to see the truth. Reed's seeing how the justice system treats mutants, and Caitlin's seeing how the public treats mutants. They're learning firsthand. Everything that they've either turned a blind eye to or snuck away to their own little perfect worlds are finally starting to see. These are how mutants are treated. This is how mutants really are. Yeah. So they make their escape, and once again, I did not catch old girl's name. Apparently, this girl and Johnny had a history, and they were once in love, heartbeats of romance. Well, they decided to turn away from that romance because if they were going to work together, they couldn't be together. Well, to get Blink on the motivation to save everybody, she gives her memories of her and Johnny to Blink. This girl has apparently the mutant ability to implant memories in people, whether they're her own or possibly something fictitious. In any case, she implants the memories. They're BFFs, or I'm sorry, I misspoken. Apparently, to Blink, her and Johnny are now lovers. So, helps her to find the fuel to light the fire in order to save the boys and the Clarks and all that. Not the Clarks, the Stokers. Rescue the Stokers from uncertain impending doom with a mob of humans coming after them. Yeah, she does it in a very, very dramatic way. Sorry. Just very dramatic. And they make their escape. And Marco, he actually was very, very sympathetic towards Kaylin's decision about going to her brother. He was very sympathetic. I see them becoming very close allies. I know our boy is still in love with Lana. Polaris is always going to be his number one. But I can see him developing a very close alliance to Caitlin. So that'd be good for the team. But yeah, Johnny's not too happy though. He found out about old girl and planning memories in his blink, and he can already see that it's going to come crashing down. I don't blame him because can Blake really trust anybody to implant memories to him? So, the Mutant Underground's safe yet again for another day. But Agent Turner gets a phone call from a contractor. Apparently, he wants to study the Clark I'm sorry. Apparently, he wants to. I just got done doing the Fear of the Walking Dead series. Apparently, he wants to study the Stalker family or Strucker family. He wants to study the kids. Don't know who this contractor is. Don't know much about him right now. But apparently, he wants access to the kids in order to do more studies on them. Why? I mean, I'm pretty sure there's other mutants you can do studies on. What's so special about this particular family? But yeah, apparently the Reed and Polaris are going to be transferred to a maximum security prison for mutants. So that wraps up the episode. Alright, up next for the Gifted. Alright, so the ending scenes apparently talk a lot about rescuing Polaris / Lana from prison. Yeah, I want to know, this is going to probably be a big climactic mid-season kind of thing. I mean, it seems like they're going to have the entire Mutant Underground trying to rescue Lana. Lana's done a lot for the group, so they're justifying that as a means of getting her back. And apparently the Stalker family is going to be in the midst of this. So it's exciting to see if, Reed somehow gets out and gets free from all this. But that is going to be a wrap for me, guys. Post your comments down below. What you think? Excuse me. Do you think that the Strucker family is starting to get a taste of what society has to offer when it comes to mutants and their families? Do you think Reed and Polaris will be free from prison and free from Turner's grips very soon? What do you think is going to happen to the Mutant Underground? Do you think they are going to survive the attack on the prison transport, or do you think there's going to be some casualties of war? Let me know down below in the comments. If you like this video, give me a big thumbs up. And if you want to see more content, at the end of the video I will post more content for you to look into. But that's going to be a wrap for me, guys. To all you daydreamers and creators out there, keep your head in the clouds. Peace.